of God.
No.
She's had enough.
I've had enough.
I'm going to send you down to
5 days and counting.
Yeah, well, good for you. Everybody seems to leave me. But anyway, good morning, everybody. This is the 32nd edition of the 60th evolution of Links and Libations podcast, coming to you now from Southeast Wisconsin, and we're venturing down to Florida in our Florida Open for Business campaign.
We're going to Sarasota.
Sarasota, to be specific. And sitting to my left is the beautiful and dynamic Miss Kira Peterson.
And to my right is Randy Weckerly.
And she is a world-acclaimed national photographer of music, vibrations, and bongos.
Bongos?
You should see her bongo pictures.
I've never done that, but I am excited.
Anyway, we're going to try this again. Hey, Taylor, we're going to see if this phone works. That would be absolutely awesome if it did.
We're adding you as we speak.
We're looking for hope. Anyway, we're going to be talking to
Taylor.
Hey, look at that!
Hey. Made it.
We made it. Yeah. We're next time we're gonna have to fly a better airline. You know, so it's
Not JetBlue.
Not hey. They're all right. Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning. Good. We're very good.
Good. Well, sorry it took. So who do we have joining us today? This is the beautiful Miss Kira Peterson.
I'm Ed. We were corresponding a little bit.
Yes.
Yes. So we have the beautiful scenery inside the tap room. We were like, they're still working in there. So we got the tanks and the barrels around us a little bit. So good morning fodder.
That sounds like a great place. And sitting on the right as the screen is, we have the young and vivacious Taylor Pogue.
Yep.
All right. Is that how you pronounce your last name, Taylor?
Yep. Rogue with a P.
Got it. Well, that'll last for about 30 seconds. So anyway, we were sitting there looking at your Facebook page. You got a lot of people that like and go there. Sarasota is one of my favorite destinations, the whitest beaches in the world. And this is part of our Florida Open for Business campaign, because we want to have our snowbirds know where to come and have a sip or two after they play around the golf or go to a spa, something to eat. And we figured, we'd get your story, and it looks great. So tell us your story. How did this get started? How long ago? And how did you get into this business?
My question also is, how do you pronounce it? What is the correct pronunciation?
I heard you guys kind of mulling it over at first. You're like, I think it's CalUSA. It's like, that is a convenient way to tell people how to spell it.
Right.
And the connection is not lost in the sense that, so Vic and Jordy, Jason are three owners. Jordy was actually, Vic grew up here in Sarasota. Been friends like their whole lives, and then both joined the military. And Jordy was actually out in San Diego for about 13 years, out in California. Met Jason, our head brewer, who's from Ventura, outside LA. And then they came back to Sarasota to start the brewing company. So when we first opened, I remember people walked in, they're like, there's something very West Coast about this place, and sort of an openness, a welcomeness. And so we sort of joke, it's like the other West Coast. The only other spot you can see sunsets is the West Coast of Florida. So there is that kind of funny West Coast connection, but it is CalUSA, slightly more phonetic than you'd think. And it's the name is taken from a historic Indian tribe that was on the West Coast of Florida. Vic and Jordy grew up on the water, and they wanted something that was kind of aquatically connected, but also like local heritage connected. So that's the little effigy of the little warrior in our logo comes from that as well.
Yeah, we went both ways with it. So,
I was wrong for a change.
It's the first time this year. Yeah, first time this year, Miss Kira's been wrong. So, and she'll forget that tomorrow.
Of course.
Anyway, it looks like, the pictures that you have in your website, and we always, Miss Kira likes to get into the products that you're featuring.
Yeah, I like the names of your beers. How did you guys come up with some of them?
So that's like the hardest part
Yeah.
of the entire process of making beer that we're gonna package and stuff. But we just kind of roundtable it in passing. Throw names out there. Oh, that's a good beer name, or oh, that'd be good if it wasn't already taken. Now we're finding that all these names are usually taken. So we've been kind of looking towards punch the two names together, like Storm Rage, Raven Hold, a lot of names like that. Now it's it's a long and treacherous path to name some beers lately, it seems like.
Yeah, it looks like that you also people get to come and have a bite or two every day. I love the food trucks that you have coming. Apparently, I love their names. Everybody has a great name. Funky Fusion, Made Mobile, Smoking Mama Laura. Go ahead.
It's a local boost for people too, because they come and rather than, you know, the strength of the brew pub model in this country and why so many small breweries were brew pubs is there was a built-in, people were going to come and have meals, they could have your beers, you didn't have to worry about distribution. It made sense, but at the same time, it can be difficult for a customer when it's like every time it's just the same burger, the same quesadilla, the same salad. So it's a fun way to kind of mix that up, both for the customers and selfishly for us, because every day we get to eat something kind of different depending on who's there. And that way we really get to focus on the quality of the environment in the tap room, the quality of the beers, and then the food is like a fun extra thing. But it's a really fun way to support local businesses, and I think customers really like that too. So, you know, the space that we're in right now, I'm trying to remember. Hey, Jason, how many square feet is this room? Do you remember? How many square feet is the tap room? 1,500 square feet. It seems about. With a really high ceiling, like people come in a lot. Actually, everything you're seeing now is just the natural light from the skylights in here. We don't have the lights on, even though it's a little overcast right now. So it's got a very open, cool vibe. We've got seating in here for like 80, I think, plus the whole outdoor area. So it's not just like a little tasting hatch you think of when you go to a brewery where you can like go and taste a couple things. Like people really stay and socialize, and it's a very welcoming public face of our company, this whole space.
Yeah, we're the tap room looks really cool. Did you make those tables or order those? Because I mean, it's if somebody wants to go on and really take a look at it, they have a great virtual tour that you can sit and you can walk the tap room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bar and a lot of the tables were actually made by different local artists or craftsmen. You know, we have the Ringling School is a really big art school here in Sarasota, so there's even some of the artwork around is from Ringling grads or things like that. So there's an interesting sort of local support thing there too. It just kind of make all those little touches kind of enrich the experience, as you're saying, for both people who were traveling and wanted to know about a cool place to go, or like they can see something really unique to the area, but also for local people who want to civically connect and be proud of something. You know, as you said, I mean, the white beaches of Siesta Key are a real awesome thing for people who've never seen that. But after you leave the beach, you're like, well, where do we go to see local people and taste local things? And we were really proud that I think that's one of the first like ticks in people's heads, like CalUSA, you know, again for visitors and for locals. Yeah.
Well, whereabouts are you? So in reference from Siesta Key, how far are you from Siesta Key?
We're not more than 5 miles away, right off of Clark Road. They pretty much the exit to Siesta Key from the highway is Clark Road, so we get all these stragglers going out.
Yeah, nice. Siesta Key actually has 2 entrances, Siesta and Stickney Point. And Stickney Point is also Clark Road, so the road that we're off is the other entrance to Siesta Key. So it's kind of it's a really good distance from the highway. It's got a lot of local people around here, and everything in Sarasota seems like it's like 10 minutes from everything else. So you know, everything is really close.
So, Miss Kira,
what
in terms of their beers and ales?
Yeah.
She's the beer girl. How do you? So, what are the most popular ones that you have on tap, and what are your most? Are you in distribution? Are you have a distribution area that you're putting in, or is it just locally, you know, in your own backyard?
Yeah, we're in distribution in our local area, Sarasota, Bradenton. We're usually in a lot of restaurants, cool little beer bars. We don't do any like packaged stuff in the distro though. So all of our cans or bottle releases are only in the tap room off of Clark Road. And then other than that, we really do small, bigger events in Tampa and Miami and stuff like that. But we're really only distributed in our local area with about 50 accounts.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating for people who have heard about our beers or want them, but at the same time, it's kind of a nice thing that, again, reinforces the gravity point, the public face that is the tap room, that people come in and they know they're going to see our faces. They know they're going to get really good service. They know that there's going to be the beers that they've heard of, and then also all sorts of different, maybe really small batch things that we only make once. Really, the Focus IPA is the one that you'll primarily see out on draft in the area. And that's one of our big sellers. That's sort of a New England-inspired, really aromatic IPA. And similarly, its sister beer, the Citronius, which is sort of much like CalUSA itself, is popular and popularly mispronounced. So people like the Citronius versus. It's like, but you know, gotta know, be in the know to say Brett Favre.
Right.
Or like, you know, it's like, no, it's not what you think. Because you're in the know if you say it the right way. And then, yeah, we do a range of like great hop forward beers, kind of, you know, peaking as they come out are the different barrel age releases, both kind of more wine barrel aged sour beers or bourbon barrel aged imperial beers that are highly sought after, even among those of us who work here who can miss them if you blink. Well, I mean, they can take, I was joking saying that one of the wine barrel sours, it was like, yeah, 2 years in the barrel, but 2 days to sell out.
Wow.
So you do have to be really quick for some of those. But so those kinds of styles are really kind of a trifecta or a trident to stay more aquatically oriented. You know, so the barrel aged stuff, the sour stuff, the hoppy stuff. But there's a great range of compelling classic styles, the Pilsner, the British Pale Ale, the British Dark Mild, the things that really, although they seem a little less pyrotechnic, really people find like really compelling when they come in. They're like, I've never had a beer this fresh that was this, you know, a classic style that normally you'd have to get a passport to go try. You know, that's a really stabilizing thing. And one of the ones that we probably partake in the most around here are the really fresh, drinkable, quality classic styles as well. So not just necessarily for pocket protector beer nerds, welcoming to kind of and they're like, you know, some of them just stick with the one beer that they love and they feel a connection being like, I could throw a baseball at where this beer was made and you just wheel it over and put it on tap. There's something the continuity of that like bakery fresh bread. It was like, it was made this morning right there. Like, I understand that it's a different, fresher item. And I think that again, the model of the large tap room and stuff reinforces that concept.
Yeah, we want to get. It sounds great because that's what you know. Golfers golf, then they sip. It's a rumor, but we only have a magazine based on that. And you know, with millions of followers, we just had our first issue with focusing on some of the destinations in Florida. So Kira will give you the. You can use her email, but to send some copy up, and then if you have people, do you have people in the area that you work with closely that you want us to give focus on or talk to them about? You know, when golfers come down. They're not the most aggressive people in the world. They want to go play golf, go have a sip or two, rinse, repeat, and do it again. And they don't want to go home. Not on January 22nd. So anyway, we're just trying to give focus to that. So we really appreciate it. What a great story you guys have. Yes, like it.
How many beers do you guys have on tap in your tasting room usually?
Right now we actually have 14.
Wow.
It's probably about, I think it's about the most that our digital board can fit, and the range of tap handles sort of like span the wall behind the bar. And we know when we opened, we just had 6. We had 6 beers, and kept those for like a while, so people could kind of get, you know, accustomed to us as a company. You want to have the range of beers that people are going to expect, and then also again have things that are special. So like a restaurant, you can always go and get like your favorite, you know, lasagna or whatever you're going to get, but there's also going to be seasonals or special things. And I think that's part of the living nature of the tap room too, is it's not just this place where like you can go and always get the same beers, and so it doesn't really feel as vital or as like, oh, we haven't been there in a while, we should go and see what's new. Like that's part of the fun too. But yeah, I'd say on average I'd be about a dozen beers, so something really for everyone.
For sure.
Yeah, I think after looking at your, and of course this is I think this is in our, I don't know, nearing 40 or 45 of these that we've done in Florida, but every brewery has always said the same thing. The hardest thing to do is find those great names. Well, you guys have done it, but I just decided on this. I'm going to announce it now. I'm going to come up with a new beer Scrabble naming game. I'm going to send out a box of letters, and you randomly pick out 8 or 10, and that's your next brew. It's very simple. And if it's, you know, because I think that's just a way to go now in this industry. So anyway,
yeah, you're right. There's over 5,000 breweries, and it's not like, you know, you can't have a song called Ice Ice Baby anymore. Or whatever. And I was reading something. I think I told this to Taylor that You remember Bella Fleck from Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, you know, the banjo player, and he writes a lot of funky tunes, but they're all instrumental. And someone asked, like, well, how do you come up with the names of fun instrumental tunes if there's no lyrics, you know? Like, yeah, I mean, you can look at other things, you know, people look through like old novels and like find interesting words or phrases, different concepts. I mean, the world of like beer-related puns is probably getting a little worn. So yeah, with us, we kind of start with like, again, things that are aquatically maybe connected. If it's connected to anything sort of local, that can be. So one of our popular beers, the Healer, that's our golden ale, like that has a oblique kind of like Native American reference. But then Storm Rage was kind of like vaguely aquatic, you know. But again, it would be more oblique than like our Matey Pale Ale. Like that's a little too obvious. So not taken. It's like it's got to sound good, and it's yeah, it is something we take pretty seriously. So it's always fun when people appreciate that.
Well, I've always tried to tell people this, that the one that's open right now is called the world-renowned Kira Peterson beer, but we haven't had anybody take us up on that, you know. So, you know, we haven't figured that one out yet. We haven't worked out the naming rights.
Petronius, we could have Petersonius.
Hey, there you go. You know,
I like that.
that would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of, so the world-renowned, what do you say, Petersonius beer? There you go. I like it.
Our Sonus, the brown ale with coffee and coconut. Sonus, that could be Kira Petersonus.
There you go.
I like that. And I like coffee and coconut, so
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, she
Oh, yeah. That's me.
yeah. One of the ones last week, she got me in. I have to wear a bro tank. So she's not user friendly. I'm happy to ship her down, and she can sign every can. You know, so not a problem. I'm just gonna let that go at that. So a lot of fun, and it'll be one of the nicest cans you put out there. So anyway,
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, we thank you guys for being here. You look like you're a lot of fun. Once again, it's the CalUSA or CalUSA, and
Not CalUSA.
it's two for one. You know, the West Coast coming to the East Coast on the West Coast of the East Coast in Sarasota, Florida.
The other.
I'm sorry.
The other West Coast, I was saying.
Yeah, exactly right. Hey, anytime you guys have some updates, we'll have one of our people, Kai Mascara, will send you a link to this, put it up on your Facebook pages. And we just want to give our snowbirds a place to go and have a sip or two. And, you know, strangely enough, they come in flocks. So, you know, give us updates. We're going to have tomorrow, Sean Nordquist is going to be coming on, and head of the brewery organization there in Florida. And he's, I'm sorry?
Sean is awesome. He's a good guy. We were hanging out with him at Great American Beer Fest this past week, actually, in Denver.
Yeah. Oh, he's exciting to work with. We've been working with Sean for probably almost 2.5 years now, and he's going to be doing a monthly update with us and coming on all the time to keep the focus on having a sip or two in Florida. So it's a lot of fun. He's a great guy. Nobody's ever said a bad thing about Sean. He's wonderful to work with. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and that new Kira Peterson derivation, send us a can or two, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Have a good one, you guys. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.